Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Master Zerg. Today, I'm going to continue the train of back to the basics. And so, with Protoss, it's a lot different. It's really not like a super lot, but some aspects are a little bit different. And so, basically, what you want to know about this is just when you're playing with S Protoss, some people, again, it's just a lot of people are concerned about builds and stuff like that. And again, it's just like, don't worry about your build. Your build is going to come along in time with your practice. And what I mean by that is if you are only practicing a build and you don't know what you're doing, you're really not going to get better, as opposed to if you're playing and you're like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I made this unit. I know what it does. That's good. And then another thing you guys need to know is the super pylons, because a big thing with this is that a lot of people will mess up and they won't make enough super pylons. And so what happens is when this pylon and when this gateway becomes a warp gate, this can become a super pylon. And what will happen is when you warp things in there, it takes 4 seconds. If you don't warp things into a super pylon, it takes 12. So there's a big difference. And if you're trying to defend against against an enemy, then trying to warp things into a normal pylon is going to take 3 times as long, and by that time you're probably going to lose. So make sure you don't forget about the super pylon, because if you forget about it, you're going to lose. If you're defending and you don't have enough units and you're trying to warp them into a 12-second pylon. And so by just minimizing the amount of mistakes you make, like something like that, you'll be a lot more efficient. And so another thing is, as Protoss, it's kind of like really mechanical units and stuff like that, and there's a lot less harass that goes on unless you're like warp prism dropping and stuff like that, which, I mean, to be honest, no one really does anymore. It's usually just like adept shades into your base, blah blah blah. And so if you're somebody that's like, well, how do I counter this, then the answer is practice, because you're not just going to instantly like, oh, I know how to counter this, let's do this. You're probably going to, even if you know how to counter it, you're most likely going to lose to it at least one more time. You're going to lose to it a lot more times. That's the simple truth. Even if you know, like, oh, I've played against Road Ravager like all kinds of times, I know how to counter this. Trust me, you probably have not seen certain types of Road Ravager. There's other like harassing things. So like with harassment, don't worry about like, okay, like, because what'll happen is higher level players, it's like they know the timings of builds and stuff like that. So yeah, they're gonna know when something is gonna head out to attack them. They know how to counter it and stuff like that. But if you're just playing and you're not like super good, don't worry about like, okay, he's gonna attack now, I need to be ready at this point. All you need to know is how many units does he have, and then be able to make enough units to be able to counter that. And if you aren't sure what the unit counters are, I have plenty of videos describing what those are. I'll leave a link to them right below, probably in the description. And just don't worry about it. If you're getting harassed, you'll get better at dealing with harass. Believe me, I sucked at dealing with harass, but now it's like, okay, again, I'm not perfect. I've lost to many harasses that I've easily won against, but it's all just about variety. So again, basics. You don't have to worry about all that high level advanced stuff. Just worry about getting what you need out. It's almost all the time. Lower league, like up to gold, is all about, do I have units? Because most of the time, most players don't actually have enough units, and you can easily win just based off of how many units you have. About 75% of the time of every single game. Positioning and stuff like that, yeah, that's a thing, but that's not something you really need to worry about as a if you're a lower level. Even if you are a higher level player, you kind of still don't want to worry about that much, because of the fact that it'll get better, you'll get better at things, and you'll easily be able to adapt. And adapting to situations is all a part of the game. So if you have a quick adapting ability, then you're going to easily be able to defend against stuff like that, and you'll be able to pick up on it, learn how to do it correctly, and believe me, it'll get a lot better. I've been through all the leagues up into Diamond. Technically, I have I have masters on Southeast Asia somehow. I don't know how, but I got it, so I'm not going to question it. And but you really just want to don't, because half the time the reason why people will lose is because they're anxious or something like that. Make sure you're playing and you're relaxed while you're playing, because if you're like upset about something, you're not going to be playing as well as you could be, and that's just going to decrease the ability of your game play, as well as you're going to get a little demoralized and not want to play as well, which can also lead to bad habits. Another thing, basics. Don't get into bad habits. If you get into bad habits, you're going to stay in them, and then you're going to play a lot worse. And what I mean, some kind of bad habits, some examples of those would be like you get upset so much that you just start cheesing or something like that. And see here, look, I just missed the super pylon, so that sucks. But yeah, so some kind of bad habits are like you just start. Let's see, you get upset and you start like throwing away your army because it's like, ugh, well, and then what will happen is after you throw away your army, you'll start to be like, well, my army was fine, and then but the only reason I lost was because blah blah blah. It could be because of the imbalance or something like that, and you'll start complaining, and like that's not having fun. That's the opposite of having fun. So just make sure whatever you're, whenever you're playing, you're doing something that'll make you have fun. Whether you lose or you win, you're still having fun, and that's the important part. You don't want to be playing if you're not having fun, because I mean, who wants to do that? So just take that all into advice or into mind, so that you can play to your best. Because I mean, believe me, it's a lot more. This game is so much more fun if you're playing just for fun than if you're playing to actually win. Because when you play to win, you really start to get too focused on that, and you don't realize like, oh, I could be having a lot more fun if I just played on getting better, which is kind of what I'm in the. I mean, even I've struggled with that. I've been trying to like get a lot better, but at the same time, I hate losing, so it's like it starts to demoralize me, and I don't feel like playing, which is okay. So just again, if you go to the basics, if you're not winning against some kinds of things, figure out how to win against it, and you'll do so much better than if you start like getting frustrated with that type of thing and you stop getting better. Because if you don't get better, you're not going to get better. If you don't start now, you never will. So just keep that into mind when you're playing, because honestly, it makes such a big difference if you actually know what you're doing than if you're just like going around like, okay, I'm gonna all in you because I don't know how to play against this type of thing. That's not how you should be playing. You should be playing like, okay, I'm gonna play against you and hope to win, or even just hope to get a better outcome than I did last time. And trust me, as soon as you do that, focus on that, you're gonna play so much better than you originally were. And believe me, I think you'll appreciate that. So just like last video, if this video helped you, leave a like down below. If you subscribe, you can see more videos like this. You can see some pretty interesting videos, all kinds of stuff, just for you guys. So thank you guys for watching. I might as well just finish out the game. But thank you guys for watching. It's really helpful stuff. So if you guys agree with me, don't agree with me, let me know in the comments, just to keep it going. But thank you guys for watching so much again, and have a great day.